Elric of Melniboné by Michael Moorcock isn't your typical fantasy story. If you're expecting a fearless hero who always does the right thing, this audiobook will surprise you from the very beginning. Imagine an emperor who rules one of the most powerful civilizations in the world, but instead of being physically strong, he's weak, sickly, and constantly dependent on magical potions just to survive. That's Elric. He's intelligent, thoughtful, and haunted by questions that no one around him dares to ask. In a kingdom built on cruelty and conquest, Elric begins to wonder if power is really worth the cost. That single question changes everything. As enemies gather around him and betrayal comes from those closest to him, Elric is forced into a journey filled with dark magic, dangerous alliances, impossible choices, and heartbreaking consequences. Every victory comes with a price. Every decision pushes him further away from the life he once knew. What makes this story unforgettable isn't just the epic battles or the magical world, it's the emotional weight behind every moment. Elric isn't trying to become a hero. He's simply trying to discover who he truly is in a world that rewards evil more than kindness. Michael Moorcock created one of fantasy's most iconic characters, inspiring generations of writers and helping redefine what fantasy heroes could be. Long before morally gray protagonists became popular, Elric proved that the most fascinating heroes are often the most conflicted. Now imagine experiencing this story as an audiobook. The rich narration brings every spell, every battle, and every emotional confrontation to life. The atmosphere feels darker, more immersive, and incredibly cinematic. Whether you're commuting, exercising, relaxing at home, or taking a walk, it feels less like listening to a book, and more like stepping into another world. If you've enjoyed series like The Witcher, The First Law, or darker fantasy filled with complex characters and unforgettable worlds, there's an excellent chance you'll love Elric of Melniboné. The themes of destiny, corruption, sacrifice, and identity remain just as powerful today as when the novel was first published. This isn't simply a fantasy adventure. It's a story about the burden of power, the cost of compassion, and the tragedy of trying to change a world that doesn't want to change. Some books entertain you while you're listening. Others stay with you long after they end. Elric of Melniboné belongs in the second category. If you're searching for a fantasy audiobook that's intelligent, emotional, and unlike anything you've experienced before, this is one you shouldn't miss. You can start listening today with a free audiobook trial. Check the link in the description. Claim your free listen if you're eligible, and discover why Elric of Melniboné has remained a fantasy classic for decades. Trust me, once Elric's journey begins, you'll want to follow him all the way to the end.